Hey friends, I came across an older video today that I've watched before from YouTuber Headlines. I was trying to get some clips for a video I had in mind, and so I thought of something that I hadn't really thought of before. We hear people all the time that were excusing Gypsy, Ryan, Christy, Bree, all of them. I think we've even heard Rod say it. Gypsy makes rash decisions. She makes impulsive decisions. She doesn't think ahead, blah, blah, blah. I'm not so sure that that's really true. I really think that Gypsy actually plays the long game. Think about how she groomed Nick. It took 2 years. It took a long time. That's not somebody who's super rash. She would have given him up immediately. Like, she was playing a long game. Let's take a look here at what Ryan's got to say. I mean, don't get me wrong. We already know most of what Ryan's going to say. It is what it is, because it's one of those where, Pixie, don't eat my vape. Anyway, let's hear it from him, y'all.
She made some rash decisions that she might regret. I don't know.
And we all know that Ryan has basically maintained that to this day. He gets mad and snaps every now and then. He cries, dude, I mean anything at all. And then next thing he's back in her DMs, hoping to get away back in. Oh, it was just a rash decision. She was influenced. Other forces come into play. Yeah, it's just never Gypsy's fault with the people who defend her.
Where you going? Ryan called me. He's like, guess what I found out today? I said, what? You've been talking about since late February. I'm like, wow. Oh. Wow. And then I'm like, so are you going to subpoena my text messages? He's like, yep. Oh my God, he's blowing my freaking up again. This is why you just need to block him, honestly. Like, it just feels like it's just you two fighting every day. Pretty much. What's the point? I know.
Ken seems like he gets really sick of the drama and wants it to stop, but he doesn't seem to recognize that Gypsy loves it. Did y'all see how happy she was to be telling him on camera what Ryan said to her? Which again goes to show Ryan gets irritated, done with it, and snaps sometimes, but then he's right back. So who knows, y'all? Now, Ryan's made it clear he really believes that Gypsy leaving him for Ken was a rash decision influenced by Christy, but we also know from Prison Confessions, season 1 of our Lifetime series, that Gypsy called Ken not long before she got out. She called Ken not long before their marriage. She was telling Ryan, oh, I had a dream about Ken like just all the time. And we also know Ryan said that one time that Ken wasn't the only ex that Gypsy kept in touch with. We know she wasn't exactly allowed to keep in touch with Nick, so the assumption is it was Dan, since Bree has spoken of him. Gypsy has a way of not letting go of things, and that is another aspect, I think, of playing the long game. So just because the decisions may not be rash and might be part of the long game does not mean that they are good decisions. Gypsy shows bad decision making over and over and over. And once again, an example of that, most people would consider getting pregnant while you're married to another man with a man who's left you before in a new relationship that isn't stable, a very rash, bad decision. Well, I think it was a bad decision, but it was part of Gypsy's long game. A baby has for some reason always been part of her long game and an obsession. Ryan knew that Gypsy wanted a baby. He confessed later that no matter what they were saying publicly, they were secretly trying to have a baby. Nick knew Gypsy wanted to have a baby. Ken was told by Rod straight up, she wants to have a baby. That was no secret, and it's not a good decision, but it was definitely not a rash decision. Gypsy had a long game there, and I don't really know what it is. What do y'all think?
I have a right to stand up for myself if somebody wants to talk shit to me. Now being as I am on parole right now, I can't do that. People got me by the short and curlies on that one. But best believe I won't always be on parole.
Now, a lot of people might assume that saying something like that on a live for everyone to clip and show over and over on the internet, and definitely I'm sure someone sent it to her parole officers, it could be related to why she's not on social media anymore. You would think that it would be natural to assume that that was probably a rash decision that Gypsy Rose regrets, but personally, I don't think so. I think Gypsy Rose is proud of showing us who she was because she has no intention of changing that, and I think she meant what she said. What do y'all think?
That could buy some brand new clothes, and in 2 weeks, it could be in the garbage can. I fuss her all the time. I'm like, you know, we could, and I give it, like, I end up taking it out and I give it to people. And she's like, oh, I didn't think about it. She's just like her dad.
So there, Christy's excuse for that kind of waste is, oh, it's just a unthinking, rash decision. She didn't think about giving it away. To me, that once again is indicative of Gypsy simply weighing what her real priorities. Her real priorities is what's convenient to herself. I don't like or need these clothes. I'm not messing with it. Into the trash they go. Is it a rash decision or is it selfishness? I don't know. What do y'all think? No, I don't know, but I think it's selfishness.
But I even had a conversation with Lifetime because there was, like, we filmed, they were at my house whenever I made the donation to Make-A-Wish. And I still have the receipt from that. Like, I sent it to you if you remember. Yeah. And I was disappointed that they didn't show that because I'm like, that was something that I wanted to do. That was something that was on my heart. And all these haters are like, did she make a donation and then went into like so much as to try to message Make-A-Wish, like asking if I did or if I didn't. I did. I have the receipt. But I'm not like bragging about it. That's not why I did it.
Said, though. That's what they would have said if you would have showed it anyway.
Like, I'm damned if I do. I'm damned if I don't.
Okay, so here's the one area where I think Gypsy might have actually made a rash decision she regrets. I think she damn sure regrets making that donation and having it filmed once Lifetime decided to cut it. What do y'all think?